the other night, then Devin Booker got injured, pulled his hamstring during it, and now the series is tied 1-1. So we ask the question: can the Suns still win with an injured Devin Booker? Go ahead.
Um, and before I answer that question, I have to just say how weird it is that another one of Chris Paul's teammates has a pulled hamstring,
Yeah,
because that happened to James Harden, and then it also happened with Chris Paul
I know.
in 2018 when they had their great run.
It's just the
So
the injury gods just hate Chris Paul.
Chris Paul might have the worst injury luck
Yeah.
ever.
Yep.
Um, Anyways, yeah, so to answer the question, I think yes, they can still win. They should still definitely be able to win the series
Yeah.
against the Pelicans. Although I have quickly learned the Pelicans are not to be taken lightly
I
or
know.
trifled with, as I have underestimated them in every facet of the postseason.
Even before that, because I thought the Lakers could beat them both games
Oh
they
yeah,
played like the last week of the season or whatever that was.
and the Pelicans beat them both times.
Blew
Yeah,
them out.
so Pelicans are no easy win. That's for dang sure. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think the Suns can win, and here's why. Let me get my notes. Yes. So the Suns this year they were 64-18 in total, best record in the league, right?
Yeah.
With Devin Booker, they were 56-12. Without Booker, they were 8-6. So I mean, not as good. So with Booker, they won 82% of their games. Without Booker, they won 57. So they still won more games than they lost.
Yeah.
So I would think against the Pelicans, they should win more games than they'll lose.
Yeah. But
Um,
I mean,
yeah,
I'll go. I think they can still beat the Pelicans because, I mean, they should be able to. They
yeah,
number one seed, but I think it'll be a close series, a long series. I think it'll go 6 or 7, and the Suns
yeah,
will still win. But I don't think. First of all, if Luca comes back and the Mavericks end up beating the Jazz, then I think the Mavericks could beat the Suns with no Devin Booker, depending on how long he's out for.
yeah. I mean, it really the series got very interesting because I think with Devin Booker, they definitely win that game. Devin Booker was having the game of his life. He had 31 points.
In the
I
first half.
I
But
remember when I was watching, I'm like, I think he's going for 50 at least.
but they were still down when he got injured.
Yeah,
It was like
but I mean,
77-74.
okay, so
But they'd probably pull
they
it
were
out and
down
win.
like they
Yeah.
wouldn't have, like they weren't about to go on a huge run.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, if Luca comes back, well, so this will be interesting too because I think it would have been. I stand by. They would have swept. I'm bummed my prediction is wrong about that, but uh, yeah, it'll probably go 6 or 7 games now, and or maybe it just goes 5, and the Pelicans
Yeah.
just got lucky, like, and the Suns were just kind of caught off guard because their game plan
Yeah.
was with Chris Paul, or I mean with Devin Booker, and then they weren't able to plan around it and
Yeah.
stuff, and so. Like, because Monty Williams is a great coach, and I think if they have the game plan of Devin Booker's not playing, they can
Yeah.
better prepare, and
No,
everyone
that's
will.
true.
Um, but I didn't know this. So the Pelicans head coach, what's his name, Willie Green,
Willie Green, yeah.
right? He was an assistant coach for the Suns last year.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a cheat code because he knows all of their
Plays and
schemes and
everything.
setups and
Yeah.
plays. And so I'm like, I don't know, no one, like, of all the teams the
Yeah.
Suns could have played in the first round, it had to be a guy who already was a former coach, them, which speaks to how great Monty Williams is. One of his assistant coaches is now a head coach.
Yeah.
Um, but then along with that, if the Sun series goes long and the Mavericks Jazz series goes long, both of them will be coming off a long series. So it's not they could beat the Jazz without
Yeah.
Devin
I
Booker.
agree with that.
I think they could beat the Jazz without Chris Paul and Devin Booker and maybe DeAndre Ayton. So I just don't think the Jazz are that good. And the only reason, well, actually, they're not even up in the series anymore. So
Yeah, we'll see. To change my pick on the Suns, even if they have Devin Booker. Like, I think I going for the Warriors.
You didn't even pick the Warriors to beat the Grizzlies.
Well, yeah, now the Grizzlies don't. I mean, they blew the Timberwolves out in the last game, but I'm just like, man, Jordan Poole has a coming out party this first two games, and like they have playing like 20 minutes.
PTSD is what they're calling him. Poole, Thompson, Steph, Draymond.
That's
PTSD.
Funny. Well, or the Splash triplets and.
Well, the Splash Brothers just brought a pool.
Yeah, that too.
There's so like the names are perfect.
I know.
But I think one thing we got to remember is the Nuggets are a terrible team.
And Nikola Jokic would be a harder matchup than the Pelicans, who won like 36 games.
Yeah, you would, but for some reason they're not.
Yeah, because why? We'll get to that in another video.
That will be our next video. Just watch though when the Warriors are ice cold tonight when they're not at home for Game 3.
Well, I wonder if Curry's gonna actually play the whole game, or if he's still on a minutes restriction or whatever they've been doing.
Yeah, I think even if he is or isn't, I don't know that it really matters.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we know our thumbnail said, can the Suns still win? But now we're talking about the Warriors.
Yeah, so. But anyway, bottom line to answer the question, no, I don't think the Suns can win without Devin Booker. And even with Devin Booker, I don't even know if they can come out of the West.
Oh, so you're saying like win the championship without Devin Booker?
Either one. I mean, you can take it how you want. But I think they'll beat the Pelicans, though.
I think for sure they can make the conference finals. Not for sure, but I think they, in a hard-fought 7-game series, they can make the conference finals.
Yeah.
And then I don't know about the Warriors or the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Stay tuned. But never underestimate. They got the deepest bench in the NBA.
Yep.
And that counts for something.